What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's weekly rotation time. It has been a cold week all across America, so it was time for some warmer and cozier scents, and we got a lot of that. About the closest thing to fresh is a Prada Rossa Ocean flanker here, and maybe Black XS, because it has a little freshness, but then again, it's like spicy aftershave, sweet. It's a cozy stuff. I might even put cozy somewhere in the thumbnail or the title, because these are all snuggle up in the cold weather kind of fragrances. We got a bunch of new stuff to the collection. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are new to the collection. Man, just what an awesome rotation. Let's talk about it in week number 265. Stay tuned. So starting off on Sunday, I've been having it when I film at my standing desk. I literally been having it sit in the box. I put my phone propped up on its stand. It's a little stand that I use on top of the box for Paco Rabanne Black XS. And I finally got around to, aside from my first impression, I've been needing to wear this fragrance. So pulled it out, sprayed it. I forgot that it had some unique notes like Tabac, this floral smell. Sweet, spicy, woodsy, a bit aromatic. Dominant woods too, stuff like ebony wood and I think rosewood. Like it's a little different. It's not the most unique fragrance out there, but it's really good actually. It smells awesome. It's sweeter than you may think. It's like a sweet floral woody fragrance overall with nice hits of spice to kind of balance everything out, but it's sweeter than it is spicier for sure. This is good stuff. Average performer, about 6 hours is what I get. Range 5-6 hours. Nothing crazy. But smelled really good. Wife likes it. I like it. Not the most knife through the cold of them, but the sweetness in the woods kind of give it that overall cozy feel in the cooler weather. Wearing the hoodies and the sweats and the joggers and all the good stuff that I typically wear in the cooler weather. So during the day, and nothing out the shower. Paco Rabanne's Black XS. If we get it to focus, there we go. Moving into Monday, I just wore something during the day, nothing out the shower. One of Argos' best releases. I think this is top 3 from the house behind Triumph of Bacchus and Adonis Awakens for me. This is Argos Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame is just special. If you've never smelled this, it's fiery, hot, spiced, a lot of woods here. You got clove, ginger, peppers, all that good stuff to make it nice and hot. Super ambery. Super warm. Actually warms on the skin. This stuff is just, God, it's next level. To have the word flame in it and have this juice color, it's fitting. So it's over the top woodsy as it dries. There's a lot of amber benzoin here throughout, but it becomes super woodsy dominant, dense woody as it dries down. But there's so many other elements. There's fruitiness here. The ginger is really prominent in the opening. There's layers to this. There's nuance. There's ridiculous performance. Oh my God, the longevity, projection, and CIs. That's all of Christian's fragrances. There's no slouches among the house from Argos. And I mean, just top-notch presentation work. This hand-painted enamel plate. I mean, come on. And the customization options they offer. All the etching. Has my name in the base. The jewel, the glass stopper, the micro atomizer, all the... Look, you're paying a premium for this fragrance, but you're getting about as premium as it gets for niche perfumery. For your money. Argos, definitely up there. I highly encourage building a sample pack on the website and checking out some of their options and make sure this is one of them. It is that good, guys. It definitely leans masculine for any ladies watching, but I don't see why you couldn't pull it off if you like it. During the day and nothing out the shower, Argos Sacred Flame. Moving into Tuesday, we got back-to-back 2024. We got several 2024 releases here. And of the 2 from this line, which we have both from Electimuss in this particular week, Spice Darno is my favorite of the 2 between this and Caspian Cherry. This is more like high-level luxuries take on a sweet, spicy designer fragrance. You're going to get a lot of sweetness, spice, pink pepper, saffron, vanilla, cashmere woods, softer woods. It's a wispy, light, and airy fragrance the way it wears, while being sweet, creamy, woodsy, a little powdery. just the right amount of balance of sweet and spice here. It's perfectly balanced. I wouldn't say it's more sweet than it is spicy or more spicy than it is sweet. This is so freaking good. If you like sweet designers, if you like the Wanted line, if you like Spice Bombs, just that line as a whole, if you like Paco Rabanne fragrances, just think these typical sweet meat spicy designer profiles. It doesn't smell like any one of them, but it fits that particular olfactive profile and style. And it's better than all of them because it's Electimuss. I mean, God, what a house to fall in love with and discover. Electimuss offers loads of bangers, from super challenging stuff to super mass appealing. And I would put this in the super mass appealing side, like Imperium, like Trajan. Not like your black caviars and your oysters where there's more of a challenge. They're a bit more niche, more targeted. Oh, this, I think anyone can enjoy. Totally worth a sample. During the day, my first full wearing of Electimuss Spiced Arno. Then when I got the shower, I decided to roll with this. We went super fresh here because I just did a house ranking for my 13 Prada fragrances. This is Prada Luna Rossa Eau Sport. If you've never smelled this one, it is a treat that can't be beat. Citron and soapy lavender, the kind of soapy lavender that Prada just does so well. Say it with me now. Nobody does soapy fragrances like Prada. God, and that juicy, bright citron citrus. Whew. Even a little powdery, but very bar soap clean, luxury bar soap kind of stuff with mega mouth-watering, actual mouth-watering fresh citrus. Weak performer, 3 to 4 hours range. It's so over-the-top fresh. You can't expect profiles this fresh and airy to really last, even with synthetics. It's just not going to happen to achieve the type of top note that you get from this. It's just so freaking good. What a versatile option for the gym, out the shower like I used it for, to refresh randomly throughout the day. Good work fragrance, but you'd have to keep the bottle with you if you work in an office setting. Running errands, just all the tasks that just require 30 minutes to a few hours. Man, upper tier kind of stuff. Out the shower, Prada Luna Rossa Eau Sport. Moving into Wednesday, so we got a clone with a twist and we got a straight up clone. And this is one of those rare occurrences that I like the clone. More inspired fragrance. I'm not even really going to call it clone. I like it more than what it's supposed to be like. This is the new Armaf Club de Nuit Lionheart Man. This is supposed to be like Le Male Elixir, but it is loaded down with peppermint. I mean, loads of peppermint. That's what makes it not even, close to the same fragrance, but not the same fragrance. I actually prefer this. I have Le Male Elixir handy. Just talked about it in a video. I actually prefer this. Now, in the cold, this is the better choice. This was one of the slightly warmer days. It was like, mid to high 50s, where if it had been like today, where it's been in the feels like high 30 degree temperature range, I would go with this. It's a thicker, heavier, sweeter fragrance overall, more earthiness to it. But the peppermint is a treat that can't be beat. This is mintier than original Le Male. It has all the elements, the honeyed sweetness, the earthy tobacco smell, like all of the elements of Le Male Elixir are here, just peppermint. They list mint, but it's peppermint. You see how excited I'm getting to talk about this one. I'm so proud of Armaf with this fragrance. This is so freaking good. More stuff like this, please, Armaf. I don't need carbon copies. Most of the time I have the originals. So I don't need direct clones. I prefer stuff with a twist, and this is the right kind of twist. Because like I said, if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably keep this over Le Male Elixir. That's how much I like it. Wife's a big fan, too. During the day, the new Armaf's Club de Nuit Lionheart. Man, this is good. This is really good. Then when I got the shower, now this is more of a carbon copy of Vibrato from Suspiro. This is Lattafa / Maison Alhambra. Philos Messenger. Man, Dead Ringer for Vibrato, not the same quality, obviously. It's not on par with a Suspiro fragrance with quality. It's just not, but the profile is pretty close. Has all of that juicy, tangy, citrus, fruity smell. Hint of that ambroxan, a little hint of gingery spice, some woods, a little bit of amber. All the elements are there. It smells really good. I've worn this out the shower a few times. Haven't worn it as a daily casual wear, but out the shower, it's been quite enjoyable. Kind of mid-range performance, nothing crazy, 5-6 hour range. So let's call it average performer. I'm probably experiencing a little bit of nose fatigue because it is pretty synthetic, but compared to vibrato, it's a good substitute. It's almost vibrato because, again, it does not match the quality. But if you're cool with that, if you're looking for a pretty close representation, this is really good. It is really good. It was like 30 some odd bucks I paid for this, and it is really good. I'm happy with my purchase, I gotta say. Out the shower, Maison Alhambra's Philos Messenger. Moving into Thursday, here's the other from Electimuss in this particular line. This is the famed Caspian Cherry. So Caspian Cherry is not as much cherry as you may think. It's a big old shot of amaretto at the top. Super boozy, kind of feels incomplete, like there's something missing to connect everything together. But after about 10 or 15 minutes, you get this bitter chocolate smell, like a bitter dark chocolate. I don't get much of the coffee. It's very warm, and on the drier side for being boozy, it's got this dry amber smell to it. I do get a little hint of the coffee, but not on skin. I get less than I'm getting right now at the atomizer. There's some sweetness here, and obviously there's a bit of cherry kind of floating underneath. But if you're looking for like bite into a cherry type of juicy fruit smell, this is not going to be what you're expecting it to be with cherry in the name. It's more of an amber boozy fragrance than it is a cherry fragrance, honestly. Cherry's a supporting note, not a star note. It's not the central focus. But again, with the name, you would think it would be. But it is a damn good fragrance. This is totally worth sampling. This doesn't fall under challenging. This also doesn't fall under super mass appealing. Like Spice Darno, that's on the super mass appealing side of what they offer. This is kind of a gray area in between where it's enthusiast level type of stuff. You're going to have to, really sample this one to see if you can acquire the taste and find an appreciation for it. A lot of people seem to have acquired that taste for it. It's pretty popular, here in the online community, and for good reason. I do prefer Spice Darno, but not by much. We're talking half a point. I gave this one first impression rating of 8.5. I gave that one a 9 because it's just more my taste, but this is still great, bordering the outstanding for me personally. So if you get an opportunity to sample this one, I would encourage it. Just don't go into it expecting like French Defense or Lost Cherry type of cherry, because it ain't that. During the day, Electimuss Caspian Cherry. And then we got the shower. We went super fresh again. You'll see the theme. I tend to go super fresh for out the shower most of the time. With Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Beauty of Capri. Juicy, juicy citrus. Speaking of citron. Over the top, lemony citron, juicy fresh. Aquatic, clean and musky, a little salty. Doesn't have the same level of that incensey smell of the original, but it is basically a brighter version of the original light blue. Very redundant, but so good out the shower. So good out the shower. Wife's a big fan when I spray this one too. Out the shower, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, Beauty of Capri. Now moving into Friday, this was the best smelling day of the week. It was some heavy fragrances all the way around. I had just unboxed this one a few days prior, and it was very hard to detect. It was like faint. I don't know if I was getting olfactive fatigue, but just letting it sit for a few days, it got incredibly strong compared to when I first opened this. This is Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. I wore this yesterday at the recording of this. I love it. My wife absolutely loves it. She loves it on herself as well. That plum liqueur and hot ass cinnamon spice. My God, the cinnamon in this is incredible. It's beautiful. I've heard of people wanting to kind of relate it to Angel Share. It's not quite Angel Share, but I understand the relation because it's warm and a little on the fruity side, but it's plum liqueur, so it's not quite the same thing as the type of fruitiness you get from Angel Share, but warm and spicy and all that good stuff, some sweetness. I get it, but it's definitely more its own thing. But if I was to tie it to kind of like something, it's kind of like Angel Share, but it's not Angel Share. Makes sense? Phenomenal performer just after settling for a few days. It's crazy. This is so freaking good. As it stands right now, based on all the Lattafas I have, I can't pick anything over it. I think this is my current favorite Lattafa fragrance that I own. Highly encourage checking this one out, especially while we got this cold weather, because it's knifing through it. It's warm and cozy. It's wife approved. Straight up banger, in my opinion, especially for the money. During the day, we went with Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. And when I got out the shower, it was time for a shave. I normally don't use this one to shave that much because it's just so heavy and strong. And I've fucked around and found out because I gave myself 2 sprays of the fragrance. And when I'm wearing it normally, I don't do more than 3 sprays. And some of you know the story of Justin fussing me for wearing 3 sprays because it's so strong on me. Had a good shave. with Zaharoff Signature Leather Tabac and 2 sprays of this monster. Signature Leather Tabac, this dark ass. This is the birch tar one. This is the one being discontinued. George is just about out of these. It had to be discontinued because of the birch tar. They have a US safe version that's going to be coming out without the birch tar. It's coming out pretty soon. Not quite yet. It's not time, but it loses some of the medicinal feeling. What is the difference? It still has the plum, still smoky. All the elements are there. You take out the birch tar and he replaced it with a smoke accord. It makes it a bit less pungent, but it's still just as strong. It's 95% the same fragrance. It's going to be different color label. The name's going to be a little different. So you'll be able to tell the difference between the two. But I wanted to point that out because this is being discontinued because it had to be discontinued. George had no choice. But oh my, is this still super impressive. Been a while. Wife loves it too. Super masculine. So pungent, smoky, warm, spicy. You got plum here, very juicy. But not as fruity as you would think, but it does add a bit of juiciness to the top. Leather, oud, just, it's medicinal. It's, oh man, this is impressive stuff. And 2 sprays is outrageously strong on skin. I still smelled it like I just sprayed it when I woke up to do cardio this morning. It didn't really fade off of my skin until I went to the gym at lunchtime. And I had sprayed this on at like 8 o'clock at night. And I go to the gym around 11 in the morning. And I'd already sweated heavy and did cardio for an hour in the morning. And, you know, showered up. And it was still like, still on the skin. It's like freaking glue. It's amazing. If you have it, you know what I'm talking about. This is impressive stuff. It's going away. For those of you that wanted to get it, you run out of time. It's not a pressure's on kind of thing. You'll survive if you don't get it. You'll have an opportunity to get the new one. It just loses some of that medicinal pungence at the top. That's the only difference. So don't feel like you got to rush and get it unless you just feel like you got to rush and get it. But man, I haven't done this in a while, this combo. What an experience. It's way too much performance. It's way too much for a shave. But it smells incredible. Out the shower, had a shave with leather tobacco. And finally, on Saturday, what I'm wearing currently and what I'm going to be wearing out the shower here in just a little bit, because I'm going to take a shower in just a little bit. Normally, I would film this Sunday morning, and it would come out after I edit and everything, but I have a posing class at 7:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, so that's normally when I'd be doing content after cardio, so by the time I'd get home, be able to do everything, it'd be lunchtime before the video comes out. I don't like my videos coming out that late, so we're doing it Saturday night. I'm rocking Prada Rossa Ocean EDT, the freshest fragrance I wore during the day this week, pretty much. Sweet, fresh, airy, powdery, not as oceanic as you may think with the name. Wife's a huge fan. This was worn by request because I had sprayed this one on my hand when I was deciding how I wanted to rank in that Prada video, how I wanted to rank the ocean flankers. And this ended up being my favorite of the 3 because I revisited, because it was the EDP for a while. I was like, I'm team eau de parfum. Then I sprayed this and I was like, I kind of like this one more. And she smelled them and she's like, oh my God, that is beautiful. Why don't you wear that more? Can you please wear this soon? So I wore it today. We had stuff we went out and about and did today. So she sure enjoyed my sillage, as did I. Slightly above average performance. Again, caramel sweet, a little powdery, soapy, fresh, clean but sweet. Fresh meets sweet. It's the best one. The Le Parfum's great. The EDP's great. The EDP's kind of really redundant to Victory Elixir. The Paco, Rabanne, and Victus line. If you have those, you don't need, like, they're part of a pile of fragrances that are similar to one another. These smoky vanillas. They came out around the same time. I like Victory Elixir a little bit more because of that super earthy patchouli in it. It just gives it so much depth and character versus all the other smoky vanillas that came out at the same time. But the EDT is the best to me during the day. Prada Rossa Ocean, Eau de Toilette. And then when I got to get out the shower in a little bit, I've been meaning to wear this. It reminds me of kind of a twist on La Nuit de l'Homme au Electrique. This is Calvin Klein Defy Parfum. Mike over at Fragrance Fraternity kind of talked me into this one. It's it's definitely my style. I've been meaning to wear it. It's been literally right here on the desk for a while. And haven't gotten around to wearing it. It's got that cardamom, similar style cardamom spice, but still kind of minty, aromatic, fresh, spicy. a little powdery. Like, it's a very similar accord the way this is blended. The accords are pretty similar to La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique. I mean, Blue Electrique, not Eau Electrique. Blue Electrique. Good stuff. Not better than Blue Electrique, but kind of a really good affordable alternative. That does have decent performance from the testing I've done with it. Not a monster, that's why I'm going to spray it tonight, but I don't know. Just in the mood to wear it. Is it a must grab? Hell no. None of them are really must grabs, but if you add something affordable to your cart next time you shop it on Fragrance Buy, you could do a whole lot worse. It's 7.5 out of 10, very good type of stuff. If you don't have Blue Electrique, yeah, it's worth adding. If you have Blue Electrique's better and it's pretty redundant. Out the shower tonight on Saturday is going to be Calvin Klein's Defy Parfum. Well, that was this week's rotation. I appreciate you guys checking it out. I'll try to have links down below for pretty much everything if you want to check any of these fragrances out. Obviously, you don't have to buy anything to watch the videos. I just appreciate you checking out the video, especially those of you that made it to this point. Sure appreciate it. Good looking out. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.